Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm back with Heaven's Secret Requiem Season 3 Episode 6. I just opened the app thinking about, first off, collecting the diamonds down in the corner, and then thinking about whether or not I should do a new episode and then upload it the next episode. And I was pleasantly surprised and hit with a wave of emotions when I saw that the app was updated. So, Heaven's Secret Requiem is back, and that means we're back in for more Heaven's Secret. Above the roaring crowd, under the screeching of the spawns, damn. Episode 6. The General, the Pirate, and the Harlequin. Oh my god. Now that I think about it, it's been a while since I've played Song of the Crimson Nile. I have to play that one as well. So you're saying that if someone finds out how to seize this place in the brain, what did you call it exactly? That's interesting. The Colstrum. I'm sorry, what? Right, that. So if someone takes control of the Colstrum, humanity's doomed, right? It's quite likely we would all become enslaved. Enslaved by what? No offense, but why all of a sudden? We've been living just fine for so many years, and now suddenly we find some obscure part of our mind that controls us. The negativity in our life can control us at some point. That's what's called depression, ladies and gentlemen. I'm quite confused about what's happening right now. These episodes start so random sometimes. Not at all. It didn't appear suddenly. And the neuroscience community debates about the function of the colostrum have been going on for a long time. Everything in our bodies in the natural world has a purpose, but the colostrum made of gray matter simply exists inside of us without any purpose. Oh, now I know what the colostrum is. Okay. I heard it so many times in German, I just never really took any interest in the human body, so I didn't know what they were talking about. Now I know. I wouldn't be able to translate it though, but I know what they're talking about. Makes more sense now. We know where it's located, but what it's responsible for, that was a mystery to all. That's true, though. Usually everything in our body serves a purpose. We all need it. Like, I don't know, the blood or the 70% water in our bodies, the lungs, the heart, the brain. Like, everything we have inside of us serves a purpose, whether to protect us or to help us live. The colostrum doesn't serve any damn purpose. That's why, if it's infected, it immediately can be taken out. Like, you don't need it. But what I know, don't ask me what exactly you can do of it. I know that if you are gravely ill, you can use the colostrum in order to create some spare elements for other organs. A mystery in the age of technology? Is there really anything left unexplored? Oh, believe me, yes. Apparently. You said it was a mystery, then does the scientific community have a clear answer now? Almost. I assume you've heard of Crick, who helped discover the structure of DNA. Back in 2005, he and another neuroscientist, Koch, published a paper suggesting that colostrum might be the material basis for consciousness. Consciousness inside the brain, tucked into its own little pocket? Come on, that's UFO territory. And what do we really know about our brain? You tell me, what is this colostrum anyway? The colostrum is a narrow strip of gray matter inside the brain, and oddly enough, tons of neural pathways lead right into it. What language are you even speaking right now? For people that have no fucking clue, relatable. Okay, let me try to make it simple. He's like, let me dumb it down for you. Imagine there's a tiny coin under each hemisphere of the brain. Not scientific at all, but that's your colostrum. Okay. Now picture nerve endings branching out of that coin throughout the whole brain. It kind of gives the impression that the colostrum runs everything, right? Let's say I get where it's located, but define everything. Our thoughts, desires, the impulses that move our bodies? Exactly. Look, you know how computers work, right? Say part of the brain is like a sound card and another part is a video card. The processor is what processes all the info. The colostrum is that processor and all the wires run through it. It links brain regions and creates consciousness. The body obeys the brain and the brain obeys the colostrum. So if you want to control someone, no chains needed, just hack that little coin. Damn, what happened? Oh, we did take a dip. I tried to move my arms, but nothing worked. My vision doubled and my legs gave out. They wanted to desperately have us say that we hate everything. It felt like waves crashing through me. I had no strength to fight it, and I was being thrown from side to side. Got me walking side to side. The first sound I heard was my own teeth chattering. I couldn't feel the cold, but it sent shivers all throughout my body. Then I heard slurping and the sound of flesh tearing. My eyes flew open and I gasped, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Chaos reigned around me, terrible and massive. The infected swarmed forward, piling over one another like lifeless mannequins, crawling toward the living trapped ahead. The moment one of them grabbed a victim, more monsters piled on top, wiping out any hope of escape. People suffocated in the crush, heads thrown back, not even able to breathe. The crowd was packed that tight. I was stuck like a corpse among them with no escape from the crowd's grip. Screams rose from every direction, raw and panicked. Something happened to the plane. I just remember the darkness, then an explosion. I tried to turn my head to look for the rest of the squad, but couldn't. The crowd shifted and jagged bone from a corpse jabbed into my leg. Eee! Icy rain fell from the dark sky, dripping over mangled bodies into pools of blood, melting snow of dead faces. I did not need to know that. When the crowd shifted again, I braced against my pierced leg and forced myself up despite the pain. Oh shit! Oh god, it hurts so bad. Damn. Ahead, I glimpsed Jan's figure. Oh shit. Oh god. He's bleeding for real. Oh my god, is there a pipe in his arm? This bitch cannot catch a break. More pain shot through my leg. I could hardly breathe and dark flashes danced before my eyes. For a second, I thought I was about to pass out. Not the damn spawn. A few dark winged creatures flew overhead. Their wings melted into the night, but their blood-red eyes glowed in the moonlight. Can't black out. If I do, I'd fall into the spawn haze. One of the infected bit into Jan's shoulder, but he didn't react. He just stared ahead blankly. They were tearing him apart, and he didn't notice. Lost in his private nightmare, they did not have to kill him off. If he doesn't snap out of it, I'll crush him or tear him to pieces. I have to reach him. He's always sensed spawns better than others, even if the skin he's soon on doesn't have their blood. It's still part of the monsters. Right, he did that. Ooh, I remember. That was something that I couldn't wrap my head around, or in other words, I didn't want to think about it. We saw in an episode, I don't remember what episode it was, but I think it was in season 3. Jan had been gravely injured, and he took a bit of the skin of a spawn, and he then sewed it onto his own shoulder while he was talking to Dimitri. If one of you know, please let me know in the comments, because I don't understand why he's doing it. I don't. Try to pull Jan from the haze. Move it, bitch. Then I need to pass out myself. I clenched my teeth and threw all my weight onto my leg. Agony surged and my vision blurred. But what happened to her leg? Darkness and cold surrounded me as I stood in the empty red shallows. Jan's got to be here somewhere. I ran into the mist and instantly found myself inside an old grim factory. Honestly, but I have respect for a character right now. Massive rusted blades loomed ahead, frozen, covered in dust. The air stank of oil and rot. I walked forward and stepped on something. Disgusting fat cockroaches scattered. Then I saw them, human remains crushed underfoot. Oh! Look at this. Look at this disgusting thing here. There was something beyond those blades. As I got closer, my consciousness jumped. In a split second, I was in someone else's body and someone else's thoughts. We can do that too. No, Jan. Get it together, bitch. The moment I opened my eyes, pain shot through me. That bad fall should have killed me, but somehow didn't. Why did I wake up again? I'd be better to never wake up again. No, you have to wake up, bitch. My limbs had gone numb on day 1. By day 2, I couldn't feel them. At that point, I lost track of time. I was clamped between a wall and fan blades, barely able to breathe. Everyone was assumed dead down here. On the lower floors on a quarantine factory, no one would come looking. A cockroach crawled across my cheek. I blinked, shook off, and opened my eyes again. Shit. And he's so cute too. Some ex-soldiers, now infected, tried to reach me through the blades. The audacity, bitches. You stay outside. Sometimes they made contact. My skin stretched, tore. They ripped off chunks and tossed them like trash. The faces of my former brothers and arms would distort in those moments. I couldn't read them. But always, I locked eyes with just one. His gaze haunted me. I closed my eyes, hoping the nightmare would end, that I wouldn't open them again. Yet he survived somehow. Look at how fine he was. Look at how gorgeous. I mean, he's no CAIN, but let's be honest. He fine. I said, get up. What? Who the hell are you? The guy climbed up to the top bunk and shoved a lamp in my face, waking me up. It's 2 a.m. Are you for real? Everyone's asleep. I looked around. No one else had stirred. Waking the others would mean trouble. I'm your new bunkmate. With a thick Slavic accent that made everything sound like a compliment, he said, "Oh, tall as a beam. Your legs on the way. I hit them with my head in the dark. Maybe you take the bottom bunk." That's your spot. Shut up and lie down. The audacity. I'm sleeping on the lower bunk. If you don't switch, I'll give you prostate problems. Then you'll be the one asking to swap. It's easier to hit the toilet at night. Are you insane? Shut up, both of you. He's like, just kiss and make up. The way they were fighting over which one gets to be on top. The others hissed at us. Some started getting up, squinting at the lamp and rolling their eyes. Then the door opened. The duty officer barked from the doorway. Yeah, I'm ABEL. The lieutenant wants you. Move. Great. How's it going, idiot? Now we're both screwed. Don't be blaming me. Something dripped from above. I opened my eyes again. No. How long was I out? A few hours? A day? Time crawled in here. My nose was stuffed from the cold. I had to breathe through my mouth. My throat was coated in oily grime. I wanted to cough, but my mouth was too dry. I could barely move my tongue. Then it hit me. Something was different. The fact that they're gone. No more reaching hands, hungry for flesh. Where did they go? Nothing ever distracted them before. Could it be someone alive got in the factory? Something clanged upstairs. Someone was moving. Hey, help. Is someone there? Oh, Jan. What awful things he went through. The sound stopped. Hey, answer me. Can you hear me? I had no strength for a third shout. I lifted my head as far as I could. Oh, of course. The one who came wasn't human. The abomination led the infected toward the hotspot. The abomination tilted its head, then shoved its hand into the gap, trying to reach me. This man cannot catch a break. The fuck? I would have ripped the spawn apart. My anger would have been enough in order to break this man apart. Its claws grazed my eyelid and scratched my nose, but couldn't reach any further. Pressing myself back tightly, I realized this might be the last moment I had to do something. The creature lowered its hand slightly, and I lunged forward, biting down on its wrist with all my strength. My teeth slipped on its tough skin, but I held on to the spawn with a death grip. I'm not staying here. Ooh, he said, I'm fighting now. Back, bitch. But if he gets into contact with their blood, he's turning. Desperately trying to free its limb, the spawn began thrashing hysterically. It yanked its arm back, and I felt my body slide upward between the walls. Again and again, the spawn tried to free itself, pulling me along in the process. Period. My jaw cramped. I couldn't see what was happening in front of me. Pain took over all my senses. Well, shit. But he still got us out. The stench of decay gave way to the rancid odor of machine oil. One final jerk yanking me from the gap, the spawn hurled me into a wall. Losing its balance, it toppled sideways. Its wings struck one of the machines, causing the massive structure to collapse onto the spawn, pining it to the ground. Bye, bitch, down you go. Blood trickled down my cheek. When the spawn threw me, its claws had torn my skin. Oh. Blood is gushing out. Yo, sorry, I'm shook. Poor Jan. Is this actually part of his past? After a day, I could move my fingers again, even though they felt completely numb. I crawled toward a military backpack lying nearby. Grabbing a stapler, I stapled my torn cheek. Not stapled. This man is a menace. I could never. Then I tried pulling my skin over my forearm, but it wouldn't close. My gaze slid to the spawn's corpse lying nearby. Tearing apart its wings, I ripped off a piece of skin. It felt wooden. Having lost all its blood, it was dry and stiff. Pressing the dark scraps to my wounds, I sealed each of them shut. It took several more days before I could stand on my feet again. Oh, it became some sort of a way of protection to him. Every single time that he sees a spawn, he's taking a bit of their skin because he remembered how that used to save him. Okay. Unwilling to prolong Jan's torment, I forcefully severed the connection between us. The trigger caused our link to break, making us open our eyes again. Oh my god, it's actually about his past. The audacity of them. It worked. Come on, Jan, snap out of it. Not again, please, not again. Those blades. Jan swayed, seemingly not yet fully conscious, and infected was still biting into his shoulder. A strange, deafening pop echoed from far away. The hotspot suddenly stopped advancing, allowing me to move my arms again. Path of the Devil's Whisper, trying to influence the infected that was biting Jan, was useless. It obeyed the hotspot's will, a force so powerful and consuming that even I barely managed to keep myself together. Suddenly from the side, a mangled man lunged at me, the light in his eyes rapidly fading. If he turns infected because of me, he won't immediately fall under the spawn's control. I'll have time for one command. Infect him using the Fentagen. I don't know. I don't know. I still don't understand how we're capable to turn people into infected. And on the other side, why are we enjoying the fact that we can? I wouldn't want to add to the misery in the world, seeing that there are so many infected already and so little humans. I would want to preserve the little people that are still human. I slashed the stranger's neck with my knife and cracked the Fentagen vial over the fresh wound. Black veins instantly began sinking upward. I thrust my arm forward, pointing behind Jan. The newly infected climbed over the other's head and hurled itself at the enemy, dragging it into the crowd. Damn it. Blood trickled from my nose again after using my power. I wiped it away with my sleeve and pushed forward toward Jan. Simona, are you okay? Finally! Where is everyone else? The infected crowd began pushing forward again. More screams rang out ahead. The creatures never stopped for a second, crushing the people beneath them. Deafening blasts echoed from the direction of the hotspot. The intervals between them grew shorter and the sound got closer. I noticed the ground shudder with each blast, and then rows of infected began to vanish from the horizon. They dropped, going limp. Seeing me staggering, Jan let me lean on him. We need to get out of here as fast as possible. You think? The approaching sound was terrifying. I wouldn't stay to figure out what they were planning to do to me. I don't know what you're thinking, bitch. A bang rang out nearby. A red sparkling bolt of lightning streaked through the air. Their mangled bodies dropped, revealing CAIN standing behind them. Oh, sole mio. I'm always so excited to see my bitch. Holding his side, he was barely able to stand. My baby. This is not all his injury, right? Again, how many people did you slaughter? Oh my god. Y'all. This side is a little terrifying, I might add. I think it's cute that he was so fucking worried about us that he didn't care about literally hurting himself. But the fact that he was killing so many people, even though they are spawns, but he's still killing something. He's still taking a life and losing his humanity doing it. I don't want that for my baby CAIN. He deserves so much more. He has the tendency to turn off his humanity, his emotions, and just go on complete rampage. And he will have the tendency then to lose himself. And there will arrive a time where he won't be able to come back. I found you in time. With that wound, a normal human wouldn't have survived. He was breathing hard and red energy crackled around his hand. That was all you. That man said I need to find my woman, but bitch, that ain't it. We were at the center of the hotspot, which meant there should have been a massive crowd behind the angel, but instead, he killed. He's a savage. The fallen infected lay on the ground. Her gray skin trembled from the pounding rain. From the edge of the crowd where we stood, something that had once been human lunged at us. CAIN appeared at my side, pressing his hand to its face. A sun flashed and the body collapsed at our feet. This man, I couldn't let you clean. The engine exploded and shrapnel threw me off course. Rosanna and ABEL, they were supposed to fall with you. What about you? Are you okay? CAIN stepped closer and I briefly pulled away from Jan, hugging the angel tightly. Oh, shoo. What you gonna say? What you gonna say now? I thought this was such a cute behavior, seeing what Devil's Whisper does to us. I think it's cute that we're finally getting to see some normal behavior with our man. Simona. Realizing even slight movement hurt him, I quickly let go. I'm fine. It just looks bad. Keep on telling yourself that. First off, you need a bath. Second, I mean, I know that he's seen a lot, but I'm pretty sure that this is not just normal for him. I'm pretty sure that he's shocked, or in other words, traumatized by what he has to do in order to stay alive as well. You can tell me whatever you want, but I don't think that anyone would be fine with taking so many lives. Whether they're still humans or abominations don't matter. Anna, I didn't see her or the others. We need to find the rest of the squad, fast. Clutching his side, CAIN moved past us and the horde. As soon as he touched one infected shoulder, red lightning surged and pierced through an entire row. This man said, "Do not test me." The dark figures froze like grotesque sages before collapsing to the ground. I'm sorry, it's the fact that this man actually is capable to kill them. CAIN took a few more steps, energy sparked around his palm again. How is he capable to have so much energy if he has been doing this for such a long time in order to get to us in the first place? Wait, there are survivors up ahead. Anna could be one of them. CAIN obediently stepped back. Looking at Jan, he asked coldly, "Can you walk? If yes, take the other side. We'll push forward." Jan helped me up and came pressed in beside us. Step by step, we moved through the crowd, pushing aside both infected and civilians. Realizing we'd get separated otherwise, I clung to them with an iron grip. The deeper we went, the more we were pulled in. Faces twisted in agony flashed before my eyes. We forced our way past people still alive, begging for help as the infected ripped them apart. Ugh. Children, mothers, and fathers fell in the crowd. Their end was certain, but all of them screamed as if they could save them. A familiar figure flickered between the others, pulling the angel and hunter closer and nodded ahead. Bruised and battered, Anna stood in the throng. A man held her by the shoulder to keep her from collapsing. "All right, Anna, and she's alive." Smoke is pouring out of the forest. If the plane crashed there, the fuel tanks must have exploded. Great, so we're stuck here. The ground beneath us vibrated strangely. The crowd suddenly fell silent. Everyone stayed still, listening. Bloody tears welled in a few eyes. Human necks twisted unnaturally and lips stretched into stunned smiles like they'd gone mad. They suddenly turned on each other. Well, shit. I looked at CAIN, confused. Fear flashed across his face. He felt something. Oh no. Oh no. Grabbing me and the hunter by the arms, CAIN reached for Anna when suddenly the ground gave out beneath us. He missed her. He flared his wings, holding us in the air while the hotspot and the crowds of people fell below. Her chestnut hair vanished in the heap of bodies. Knowing time was critical, CAIN dove after her. Red light burst from the rift as spawn flew through the crashing debris, dragging people into hell. Faster than they could fall, CAIN stopped suddenly, and at that exact moment, a white figure emerged through the rain. His brother! Abel, barely holding steady untempered wings, cradled Anna's limp body in his arms. Nice! Abel! Abel has seen worse. Abel has been through worse. Several shadowy figures approached. A gloomy mist trailed behind them as if each abomination dragged a slice of darkness from the rift. Fly ahead. They'll get lost in the rain. As soon as we landed, CAIN swayed. Jan caught him before he collapsed. No, my man! Only then did I notice my whole side was soaked in CAIN's blood. My man! Oh! I mean, of course, because especially if you are injured, You can't focus on two things at once. This man was more worried about us than about his injuries, and he focused his entire energy on finding us, and therefore he used his celestial capabilities instead of healing himself before getting to us. That wasn't on his mind at all. He wanted to make sure that we're safe and sound, that we're taken care of. And then exhaustion, in other words, him blacking out because he lost a lot of blood, came over him and he collapsed. Laying Anna down, Abel tried to wake her. What's wrong with her? Crimson drops emerged from under her lowered lashes. One rolled down, leaving a trail behind. Gritted teeth, heavy breathing, and trembling limbs, all signs pointed to trouble. It looks like a reaction to the abomination's mist, but she's not infected. How is that possible? Obviously, it's because the Fentagon in her blood. It's still in her. If these visions keep tormenting her, she could lose her mind. CAIN, you need to do what you did with Abel in the cathedral. Knock her out, just long enough to lose consciousness. I've got no idea how much force I can use without melting a human brain. Sir, she got brain damage already. I don't think you can harm her brain more. I mean, I know what he means, but you'll get what I mean. If you don't try, the abomination definitely will. After a glance at me, CAIN sat down beside her. He picked up a nearby rock, fired off a charge, and split it in two. No clue if I can go any softer. That's because you never trained the powers that weren't yours. Huh? The audacity, this bitch still talking. He's in fucking chains, or more like he was in fucking chains. And he has the audacity to criticize his ways of using his powers. The audacity. You can do it, believe me. You just don't know how. Mamad, I didn't ask for your advice. Damon and Stefan Salvatore, ladies and gentlemen. You probably should have. From what I've seen, all you've done this whole time is throw those damn Red Bulls. The audacity. He's criticizing his powers. The kind of power needs to be developed. You don't even know how to use it right. You always just grace the surface, sending the charge through. I thought power manifested differently for everyone, but you copied all my moves. Incredible. You haven't changed at all. You still think you're special. I mean, truth be told, he is special. You are special. I am special. You all are special. But this man is not saying it in a positive way, so CAIN gave Abel a withering look. Sir, this is not the time, bitches. Picture mother's necklace. They remember fixing its clasp. Just a light little click. Closing his eyes, CAIN cupped Anna's face in his bloodied hands. He exhaled, furrowing his brow, and I saw a fleeting flash. Her body went limp in his arms. With a trembling hand, I reached for her neck. She's alive. CAIN, where are the others? When did we get separated? The General Greg and the others were thrown forward, closer to the cockpit. They should have had parachutes, but with abominations flying around. They'll be fine. We just need to find them fast. I think we should head toward the smoke. Looking back at the glowing red rift, I shuddered. Cries of pain and wailing from the infected still echoed within it. It stretched across the canyon so far that I couldn't see its end. The pines creaked in the wind, howling down the mountainsides. The rain eased off, and then wet snow began to fall. You enjoy physical activity. The uphill climb had a sobering effect. My thoughts finally settled. Half an hour later, we reached the path the plane had carved out. Snapped treetops, torn pieces of fuselage, seats, and seatbelts. Up ahead, the plane's nose was almost halfway buried in the ground. The rear was completely torn apart, leaving just a thin frame. Well, shit. Getting closer, Jan peeked inside, just then the barrel of a pistol pressed against his forehead. Oh my god, Dimitri. Remembering the past. You're cracking jokes, you must be alright. Is Greg with you? No, right now it's just Noah here. We split up, but he's okay. He went to look for you and should be coming back soon if he can't track you. We had wolves. He shouldn't have gone alone. There aren't any wolves here. The animals ran from the huts, but if you heard howling, that was great. His parachute got caught in the trees while trying to free himself. He saw looters. They must have been tracking the crowd of people hoping for an easy loot. His owl should scare them off. They won't head towards the sound. CAIN crouched down, lowering Anna onto the snow. When he saw his sister was unconscious, the general rushed over. I don't know why, but I'm just a sucker for love. I love when people are soft with each other. Sue me. What happened to her? She got caught in the spawn house. That spot in the city, folks, fell into a new rift. It's more like an endless abyss now. She'll wake up soon. I glanced over at Abel, who stood off to the side, looking bored. Noticing me, oh, come on, try to smile. Cute. Was he trying to cheer me up? Honestly, am I a bitch for just wanting to cheer him up? I know what it feels like to always be the one left out. The one not being welcome. The one being ignored. The one being left aside. And seeing that Abel literally has no one, and after being literally traumatized and experimented on for so many years, he has arrived in a place full of people who don't trust him, who could give two more damns about him, who are hostile towards him. He's in a crowd full of people, and he still don't have anyone. I would want to make him feel included. Strange. I still can't believe how fast his attitude shifted, but maybe he was always like this? More straightforward than CAIN, maybe even naive? Probably not. More like he's trying to seem friendly, trying to connect with who has to live among. I nodded and turned to the others. Maybe I should have smiled back. Yes. Are you worried? I hadn't noticed when Abel ended up beside me. He said, hello, how's it going, sweetheart? Sir, do not provoke your brother. He still has the hates. I just want to reach the town alive. CAIN will help. And you guys, you're not as weak as one might think. I squinted at him, confused. Your leg is soaked in blood. A red flow trickled from my leg, spreading slowly across the ground. The pain I'd ignored early immediately kicked in. Sitting on an upside-down seat, I tore off a strip from my clothing and tried to cover the wound, but my fingers were too cold and numb to cooperate. Well, I don't know. Let Abel do it? Oh, let me do it. He crouched beside me and gently took the fabric from my hands. In just a few quick motions, he wrapped the bandage tight and clean. Thanks. He smiled, offered his hand, and helped me to my feet. Is that gonna help? Abel seems better than you thought. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I feel bad for my man CAIN, but I'm always Switzerland. I feel that, considering that communication is a problem for a lot of folks, not only in relationships or in families, I feel like I have a part to a story and you have a different one. If we compare our side of things and actually figure out if there could have been some miscommunication and understanding, then maybe we could work out better. We need to open the cockpit door. I tried shouting, but there was no answer. You think there's any change they survived? Either way, we need to check. While the others cleared debris and worked to the door, I dressed Jan's wound and pulled Anna into the plane. Then I went through every remaining crate. One of them still had her warm clothes all bundled up. I handed them out and set Greg's jacket aside. Up ahead, the cockpit door clang. I listened, no voices. A heavy silence filled the air as I walked over. The cockpit window had been shattered. Bloody shards covered the floor, were stuck in the seat. Hans' glasses and his body, his chest and neck were scratched by long spawn claws. Oh no. Not the German one being dead. His bell jammed, he couldn't get out. The abominations got him first. Let's get him out. Where's Kate? Her seat's empty. Jan lifted a fallen panel. Kate was lying under the seat, luckily shielded from the spawn. She's alright, she got off easier than anyone. We pulled both pilots out. We took care of Hans' body and revived Kate. I'm sad. About half an hour passed before Greg appeared. He came through the snow wrapped in a parachute scraps, his head and shoulders covered in snow. He wandered the forest for nearly an hour trying to find us. I doubt Greg could even feel his fingers. As soon as he climbed aboard, I handed him his coat. Once changed and all zipped up, he looked at his shaking hands. Oh my god. Winter's a killer. Me. Glad you're all safe. Hard to believe. I could have been a lot worse. Don't wear yourself out. Get warmed up. Then we'll figure out what's next. Once Greg had stopped shivering, he could finally speak clearly. I found a lotus camp in the forest. 2 small tents, a fire pit, and 3 identical snowbanks. Looked like our snowmobiles. Early, you didn't block the door to the warehouse. The road to town will be faster and easier. When we headed to Adam, we didn't bother hiding them too well. If looters found and fueled them, they could have followed the masses fleeing from Oxford. CAIN's wound still hasn't closed. Carrying the whole team alone will be hard, and we'll need his strength later. Don't count on him either. He can barely stay or burn. CAIN nodded toward Abel, ignoring his brother's dismissive tone. The angel agreed. Yes, what else is he supposed to say? We're still a few miles away from Requiem. We have to take the risk and try to recover the snowmobiles. If not, we walk. And that's dangerous with these injuries. Greg led us to the place he'd found. The moment we saw the tents for ourselves, it became clear what had happened here. A thin dusting of snow lay over blood spatters. It looks like some abominations got to them after you left. No one's left inside the tents. I'll check the snowmobiles. Digging through the snowbanks, Greg lit up. These are definitely ours. Look, we just need to check if there's power. They might not even run. He sat on one of the snowmobiles and started it. The engine roared to life and battery gush lit up on the dashboard. 25%? Is that even enough? Oh, we just need to move fast before we end up spawn food ourselves. We had to ride along the edge of the newly formed rift to reach Requiem. Greg suggested the rift's strange shape was because it merged with an older, deeper one, the same one I had once emerged from. Along the new rift, we didn't see any more people or infected. The light coming from where the population of the cities and the hotspot once stood was occasionally broken by shadows. Each time that happened, we stopped and waited for dark creatures to pass overhead. After several hours riding through empty snow-covered mountains, we arrived at a snowy clearing we recognized. The moment we spotted the familiar hunting lodge, we got off the snowmobile and cautiously approached. The avalanche hadn't touched the lodge in the woods, unlike the rest of Requiem. A strange sense of nostalgia tightened like a knot in my chest. The lights are on. Someone's inside. Dimitri and Greg moved ahead while the rest of the squad dragged behind, forced to carry those still unconscious. Greg, you said there was no wolves. Are you sure? Why? The general froze, pointing at the snow. A circle of tracks surrounded the building. Was a pack guarding the prey.
Oh, still guarding it. Oh shit, don't tell me now we have to deal with walls. Oh, it really is nostalgia seeing all these beautiful places. A pale, short figure emerged from the lodge, leaping from snowbank to snowbank. A white wolf hunched its shoulders, bared its teeth, and planted its paws wide. Oh god, shit. Suddenly the lodge door swung open. A woman wrapped herself in a scarf, ran up to the beast. Her silhouette, half hidden by the night, looked oddly familiar. They're friends. They won't hurt us. With a gesture, she beckoned us closer. The wolf, calming at her presence, stopped growling. Oh my god, she was the waitress. Oh, look who came back. What are you doing here? We're injured. We just need somewhere to rest. Yeah, I can smell the blood on you. Juliana looked past me at the rest of the group and her face darkened. I don't have medicine. But if you bring food, you can stay. We'll catch small game in the woods. I stepped forward, but Juliana blocked the way. Just know if anyone acts suspicious, they'll become Darkfoot. Inside, not much remained of the lodge's former glory. It no longer felt like a merchant's mansion, more like a shelter for drifters. Massive oak cabinets had been shoved against doors and windows in a desperate attempt to protect those inside and to block gaps in old window frames against raging blizzards. What'd you find? They're all filthy. Why? That's our guy. We live here together. I remember you, Fishbone. The shaman either smirked or sneered. It was hard to tell. She smacked her lips and turned toward the kitchen. It's just as cold upstairs as outside. If you don't want to fall asleep and never wake up, you'd better stay down here. Juliana coughed into her scarf. She tried to hide her hand behind her back, but I noticed the red stains on the fabric. She's sick. She needs help herself. The doors opened again. Greg and Dimitri headed out to hunt armed with Boris' old rifle. The kitchen smelled of herbal tea. Dim candles flickered in the draft. I'll go get water. You don't even have enough for one person. The house just under the footbridge. There's a bucket and cart nearby. After Noah left, CAIN and ABEL helped bring down some beds from upstairs. We placed them near the fireplace and laid down the wounded, Anna and Jan. Kate, once she felt the warmth, fell asleep instantly. No one woke her. After that flight, we all need a rest. Everything after the crash was a blur. You got caught in the spawn haze. Rest and recover. Are there many survivors like you? No, just a couple of families on the outskirts. I go to them for food sometimes if nothing turns up in the traps. The rest of Rotkov is buried under snow. Simona, you shivering? Your clothes are soaked. Go change. I brought everything I could find from the abandoned homes. All right. Ooh.
After changing clothes, I cleaned over bandaged the wound on my leg before returning to the living room. It's the fact that she can still walk, considering the fact that there was so much pain when she tried to stand straight. Noah brought in a large steaming kettle. The fragrant liquid splashed into silently waiting cups. Careful, it's hot. Alright. Tea. What's in it? It smells great. Honestly, no idea, but I didn't spike it if that's what you're wondering. Pack it with what? I'm sorry. Oh, you know. I grabbed my cup and bag and sat beside CAIN, who lay on a bed. Abel glanced away when he noticed. You need to drink something hot, period. Period. I'm sorry, I can't. Am I creating some jealousy? Am I creating some gel sauce? Is Abel jealous? Oh my god, look at him. I feel so bad for him. We need to be extra kind to him today. Thanks, you're so sweet when you're worried. If I'd known, I'd have taken a bullet every day. The audacity. CAIN's arm slid around my back and he gently pulled me closer. We love it. We love it! He officially not even shameful. He's like, she mine. Simona, did you manage to save Sonovan's folder? I opened my backpack to check the contents. It was old and worn, but it had kept everything dry through the storm. Damn, that's a good backpack then. I handed the documents to her. Anna pulled the candle closer and dove into reading. At the bottom, a few vials glinted. Right, those antiseptic vials the doctor gave me. These vials will help the group heal. Okay, let's go. Returning from their hunt, Dimitri and Greg handed some game over to Juliana and Noah. Soon the smell of food drifted from the kitchen. While we had the chance, everyone washed up and got themselves in order. Finally, Juliana called us to the table. The humble setting and simple dishes felt like a luxury. Ooh, fried meat with rice and tea. Ooh. Stew and compote. I'm sorry, but they all look good. Oh my god. Fried rice cakes. Oh, that's also nice. You know what? Even though in the evening, especially after such cold weather outside, I would be with the stew, but since we haven't had much food in a long time, I would have to say fried meat with rice, so that we can finally get back our strength. Everyone ate in silence, only occasionally making small requests, except Algai, who was humming a folk tune. She didn't eat, just sipped tea and stared at the guests. I reached for the kettle. Abel politely slid it closer and her fingers brushed first. I started something I can't finish. Oh god, this reminds me of when I was like playing with Malbonte, War. I forgot the name of the other hybrid. But you all know who I mean, right? Like, Astaroth now. And I also played a little bit with Hunger. Like, shit. He flinched and turned away, then quickly collected himself. Oh no. Sorry, I'm worried about touch. Let me help. Let's be honest with each other, shall we? This man has every right to feel some type of way about people touching him. The only time when people touched him, they would torture him with some devices. I nodded and moved my cup closer. The rest of the group watched us quietly. Game over, I'd say. That wasn't really a diamond choice with Abel. Just that we try to understand him, those simple choices that don't influence the plot of the story gravely. But I feel like I need to be more careful. Abel cast a curious glance at CAIN, who didn't react. Greg spoke first. He'd finished his food faster than everyone else and was staring at the patterns on Anna's blanket. How did you tame that wolf? I didn't. She scares me too. I just feed her sometimes and bring her water in the barn. Do you know why she's not with her pack? I found her in the forest hurt. Something grabbed her leg and tore it up. I thought it was strays, more likely her own kind. She's pregnant. I couldn't leave her there. Juliana stood up and reached for the kettle. Her layers of scarves shifted, revealing a rounded belly. Oh, she's also pregnant. I'll go boil more water. She's pregnant herself. Yeah. She probably was even back then when we were here the first time. Sleepy mumbling came from one of the beds. Kay turned restlessly in her sleep. Not the best timing, but the eye to CAIN's cap. I think tomorrow we should do what we did for Kira. The mood instantly went somber with everyone remembering the second pilot, Hans. Juliana, just returning from the kitchen, looked around in surprise. Do you have any church candles? Thin ones, kind of brownish. Yeah, I've got a couple left. Can we borrow two? Some of our team didn't make it today. I remembered one such candle on Juliana's counter in Siberia. It was a symbol of mourning. Oh, wow. What two? Who's the second one for? A long, heavy silence came in response. It always happened when someone touched on a sore subject. I mean, now that I think about it, who didn't make it as well? Oh, I think in the first season I paid for a gem choice for him because of his collar. He shared it with his friend. One of my friends died on the same day. It's for him. Pavel. Yeah. It was killed, to be more precise. Cut it out, you two. Now we know how one gets infected, and that there is no stopping the spread of infection. There was no turning back for him. And we also know that the only way to kill the infected is with a shot to the head or heart. He didn't die like you, though. He just turned. How would you know if you ran off right after the shot? How would I know? Jan abruptly stood up from the table. The dishes rattled. Doesn't matter. We saw a little bit of his past. Sore subject. Nervously sitting back down, he clicked his staples. He didn't want to fight and didn't like his own outburst of aggression. Honestly, Dimitri knows how to push your buttons. Okay. Alright. If you have any sins, you can confess them to me now. Usually it makes people feel better. But it's a one-time offer again. I love him. I think you're the furthest from God among us. That's his way of saying, I just want to know the goddamn gossip. I appreciate his sassy attitude. And yet here I am, period, with his wings. There is nothing to tell. If you're done eating, go to sleep. No, you have to tell me at least. For 3 years, I've been haunted by one question. Why didn't you shoot me back then? Why did you kill him but spare me? A burned-down log in the fireplace collapsed, throwing up sparks. It kept smoldering and crackling, breaking the silence in the space. I didn't remember that one. Dimitri killed his best friend because he was already infected, and I assume because he didn't want to lose himself, so he made him promise that if one of them gets infected, that the other one would kill the other person. A story flashed in the general's eyes, one that would die with him, never to be told. Shit. Oh god. Well, that's nice. In the army, everything is about following rules. As long as you follow them, you'll survive. It becomes addictive, stripping you of your own options. At critical moments, nerves can betray you, so soldiers act based on their training. Like trained dogs. Many soldiers never become generals, not just because it calls for certain qualities like rational thinking, but because over time they lose faith in themselves and their choices. I was one of them. Just another soldier, neither the best nor the worst, but being the son of an ambitious father brought special expectations. Damn. He was happy I followed in his footsteps. He didn't bother giving advice. He didn't see the point. There was only one warning he once gave me. Not General Leod. That was the one in the first episode of the first season. The one we had contact to. Listen to me once. You must always be a leader for your men. In the service, don't make friends. It's for their own good. There's no place for feelings. Feelings cause mistakes. You'll understand when it's too late, so just accept it. Oh shit. So his best friend was one of his underlings, technically. I knew you had to obey orders. That in the army everything followed the rules. That it was better to take actions based on what you were taught. I didn't worry about it. What friendships? During training, all you could think about were the blisters on your feet. Time passed. I graduated among the best and joined the private service, not wanting my father's help. Work, sleep, work. Then I was asked to take a few kids from the academy for training. 2 of them immediately stood out. You couldn't find bigger fools. Damn! Ooh, I like that outfit.
When another fight was reported, I knew it was you. Always together. One loudmouth, the other one quiet, and still always clashing. You two are just like Harlequin and Pierre.
Oh no! This is the backflash that we saw in the beginning of the episode. Fuck me. He was the gorgeous one. And no, I'm not saying that Jan isn't gorgeous. I'm just saying he's the gorgeous one that we never got the chance to be intimate with. If you know, you know.
And who are you then? Me. I don't play your games, I'm just...
Your boss. Your second mom is wild.
So don't piss me off. And what's the punishment this time? I don't want to be stuck with that idiot longer than necessary, the audacity. Punishment, you already did all the dirty work. I have nothing to assign you.
The other one gets all the assignments.
I'm tired of testing you anyway. Consider it just a warning. Though, I don't want to stand here alone. Do you smoke?
Oh, he felt so lonely. Yeah, I cannot. So they were like the 3 musketeers. My heart. 2 fools. From day one, it was like they were racing to die. Running off, getting into trouble, fighting, arguing. They wanted me to drop them so they could go back to the academy, but I didn't let them. Because you realized their talents. Lie to me. Strangely, our constant clashes brought us closer. Time passed. Days turned into months, months into years. Alright.
Jan, give me your socks, mine too.
Here are your athlete foot first.
If you don't, I'll just take them myself.
Literally like brothers.
Good. Sir, order them to throw... What? God. Sir, order him to throw himself into the wall.
Damn!
Both of you, shut up.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for Dimitri.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So both of you requested leave for the same day. Should I be worried?
Yes.
Sir, you invited too. Where to? A ball to celebrate the anniversary of our first mission. Some reason to party. Fine, just tell me later when you're going. And stop saying sir every other time. I told you to call me by my name. Is that clear?
Sir, you can't be both. You can't be giving them all the reasons to view you as a leader instead of a friend and then expect them to be friendly with you.
Crystal clear.
I am sick and tired. I'm sad. On their day off, I didn't find them in the barracks. They left no message. I didn't worry much. I headed into town. As I left the station, I saw them through a bar window. Huh? A weird feeling hit me, like I wasn't supposed to see them.
Weren't we supposed to do this together? Weird.
Oh, you felt abandoned? Something cold and unpleasant stirred inside, like cockroaches skittering in my brain, making it hard to think. Oh my god. Y'all, I truly hope that you can see the huge ass rain and thunder outside my window. I knew that feeling was destructive. It made you doubt yourself. It cornered you into a dead end. Those feelings were forbidden for anyone who was trying to avoid self-doubt. Oh my god. Yeah, he started to feel lonely because he realized that he actually let these boys in. He viewed them as friends, even though he was constantly trying to remind them that he's their leader and not their friend. And when he saw that they were kind of leaving him behind, he realized that he cared more about them than a leader should care about their team. Weakness must be eradicated. Oh shit. Oh no. I turned away and walked past. My subordinate's business wasn't my concern. See? The next day we were sent on a mission. Shit.
His blood is on my hands. Oh no. Oh no.
No, I feel bad for Dimitri. He had to kill him. At the end of the day, he didn't manage to actually kill him, but you all get what I mean. Blame. Yeah, he felt guilty then. I mean, of course you can care about your subordinates, like, don't get me wrong, but when you care about your best friend, aka your brothers, this is like brotherhood, it's a different kind of love, and it's much stronger. So this man realized too late how much he truly cared, and then he had to live with the guilt of having to take out one of his teammates. A few hours earlier, back then the cataclysm had just begun. The base collapsed a month before. Strange epidemics hit the world. We went into quarantine zones, clearing them. Those were early missions. We had no idea what we'd face. We were ordered to operate blindly. No one knew how to stop the infection.
Dimitri, your squad is going to the epicenter, Sector A. Copy that. But we also need to talk, guys. Urgent matter with factory workers being violent. Our uniforms are for tall builds, and my guys died this morning. These two will do.
The man pointed at Pavel and Jan.
What? I don't want to go without my commander.
Oh, I saw the image from the bar flash again. The sick feeling returned. Yeah, he felt left out. He viewed them as his brothers, as his best friends, instead of just his subordinates. So what is this? Jealousy. Not envy, jealousy. They were the only ones I didn't want to hand over. And he felt possessive of them too. I can't. I clenched my fists.
Here it is, feelings getting in the way. Rules are simple, obey orders. So why am I hesitating?
Because you care!
Yeah, copy that.
Oh, Pavel! I'm so sorry. That's why I think it's difficult for me to could be a leader. I could be a confidant, but not a leader.
Dimitri. Pavel, sir.
What did I say? What did I say? He wanted to have it both ways, them obeying his orders as if he were their boss, because he has a higher status, a higher rank than them. And on the others, that's why he wanted them to stop calling him sir, because he viewed them as brothers, aka friends. This is fucked up. When he realized that he was allowing his feelings to get the best of him and it was influencing his capabilities of being a leader, he was like, I have to shrink down my emotions for them and I need to behave like a real leader. That means I need to cut ties. I need to show them that this is just strictly business. You are my subordinates. You have to obey my orders. In Sector A, my squad was wiped out. I watched people turn into monsters. I realized the infected were coming from the factory Jan and Pavel were sent to. I disobeyed orders and ran there. Oh my god, sir. Orders, rank, service. Mentally, I threw them all away knowing I wouldn't be forgiven. When I stepped into the building, there were bodies everywhere. Among them were the infected. One of them wiped out half my team right in front of me. My heart clenched with dread. We were ordered to shoot any infected on sight. The others decided there were no survivors left in the building, but I didn't want to believe it. Stepping over dead, mutilated corpses, I pushed forward. Pipes hissed. A jet of steam burst from a crack. Through the clouds of smoke, a bulky figure appeared, approaching. Raising my pistol, I took aim.
Dimitri, hurry help, Pavel's wounded. Stay where you are, whose blood is on him. What? Step away from him now. I repeat, whose blood is it? Are you kidding me? I don't know, we barely made it out of there.
Jan leaned down to pull up the slumping Pavel. There were deep cuts on his neck.
Infected too, or not? Step away before it's too late. Put the gun down.
Oh. Yeah, he was infected.
Pavel can't be saved, and if he turns, I'll lose him too. If infected, shoot to kill.
Order? Yeah. Because it was his order. But truth be told, no matter how we twist and turn it, they would have ended up killing Pavel. Because he wasn't capable to be saved anymore. He was turning. He was infected. So technically, what he's doing right now is feeling remorse for not having been capable to save them. Because he has the feeling that if he would have pushed forward with his own emotions and saying, no, I'm going with them, maybe he could have done something in order to prevent Pavel from getting infected in the first place. And that's only him getting infected and him having to kill Pavel because he followed orders. I pointed the pistol at Jan. Torn clothing cuts. He had been near Pavel the whole time. The probability he wasn't infected was close to 0, but his eyes were too aware. Shoot! What the fuck? Shoot! My hand trembled for the first time. Taking advantage of my hesitation, Jan backed away in disgust and vanished into the mist. Snapping out of it, I stepped into the fog after him and almost fell. My deep shaft yawned open at my feet, plunging far below. No one survives a fall from that height, and yet I climbed down. I searched, not knowing what I wanted more, to find him infected or to believe Jan was simply dead. But there was no body, no trace. When reinforcements arrived, they sealed the building and evacuated the area. No one bothered disposing of the dead. There was too much else to do. The factory was locked down and the people left. Right after that, hell broke loose on Earth. Shit. A year later, a man in a black cloak stood among the piles of slain monsters. There was nothing around but a dead abandoned city. No weapons, no people. It usually took an entire armed unit to handle that many abominations.
Hey you, raise your hands and step forward. And step away from the spawn corpse slowly. Who are you? How did you take down 12 monsters by yourself?
Demon Hunter.
Turn around slowly. I'll ask again. Who are you?
Shifting his weight gracefully, the cloaked figure turned without any sign of shortness of breath. His face was hidden by the shadow of the hood pulled low.
Just a sad mime.
Yeah. Did you recognize him? Shaking off the mist of memories, Dimitri fell silent.
I didn't shoot because you were still human. At least that's what I thought back then.
Juliana broke the silence with an awkward cough she tried too hard to suppress. Wow, Dimitri always speaks plainly to the point. In this peculiar circumstances, I feel the need to go with the God choice, even though I would have to go with Dimitri doesn't want to show us his weak points. That's a painful subject, and there are too many extra ears here.
So back then, did you just run?
I pictured a battered Jan. I wanted to forget that sight, but my imagination kept dragging it back.
No, I stayed in the building for several more days. I got trapped and I couldn't get out while the infected tore my skin apart. One of them was Pavel. How did you get out? I'd ask what happened to him.
Since you left him there.
Did you kill him?
Yeah.
For sure that time. It took some effort to find him. Someone had taken his tag.
Dimitri.
One more thing. That day, Pavel wanted to invite you to the bar, but I talked him out of it. I didn't like how close you two were getting. I thought I'd end up alone again, but I regretted it.
I'm sick and tired, so Jan and Dimitri both are sharing the exact same feelings. They both felt abandoned and sad.
I just wanted you to know. I see.
But I'm sick and tired. Not Dimitri and Jan both caring that much about Pavel, and both of them literally losing the love of their lives, like if you get what I mean. They both care so much about Pavel, and both of them wanted this man by their side, to the point that they neglected each other's feelings just to have Pavel. I'm sick and tired. The room fell silent, awkward, sad, heavy. CAIN stood up, closed his eyes, and spread his arms wide. Huh? His flawless, bright face showed not a single wrinkle. He was filled with holiness. Sir, please, you do not have to be like this. Not him pretending to be God.
I forgive you and absolve you of all your sins.
His wide wings trembled, blowing out the candles. The room filled with the smell of incense and bitter smoke. The darkness hid our faces and the tension eased. As the meal ended, Jan stood up first.
I'll go take the first watch. I'll swap shifts with someone later.
Without waiting for the general's response, he pulled away from the table, carelessly threw on his coat, and stepped outside. The others also began to disperse.
There are 3 more bedrooms nearby that get heat from the fireplace. The beds are doubles, or you'll have to fit somewhere. I'll be working on Donovan's documents. I'll stay here to save candles.
She sat on the bed across from the fireplace, which gave off a warm glow, and opened the folder. Well, cute. CAIN had settled on the neighboring mattress and patted the spot next to him. If you ask me like this. Grabbing my things, I set them down by the bed, then climbed under the blanket. He hugged me with his healthy arm and pulled me closer. I am very weak and vulnerable. I closed my eyes and soon fell asleep in his embrace. Sometime later, someone gently shook my shoulder. Struggling out of sleep and confused by what was happening, I saw Noah standing over me.
Simona, CAIN, do you know where Anna went?
I was just sleeping.
I wasn't watching. I was healing.
She was supposed to be reading her report by the fireplace.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. She's nowhere to be found, and neither are Juliana, the wolf or the sled that was by the entrance.
Are you fucking shitting me? It's always something with Anna. She cannot just stand still and do her shit. It's always Anna. Always Anna leaving. Always Anna causing shit. But oh well. I did create some problem with CAIN and his brother more than they already have. And I'm scared that I started something I can't finish. But we will see what next episode will be like. I hope you enjoyed this video with me. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best. And I will see you in another video. Bye.